Caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Calderese, the Caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Calderese, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Good evening and welcome everybody on this Friday night to the Caltrop. I am your host, obviously, Mike Calderese. We are your defense mechanism from all things bullshit, all things not fun, and the news just delivered to you in a bland, non-creative way. We try to change all that and still educate you at the same exact time. And listen, you guys know how I like to do it on Fridays. We're gonna talk about one topic today for the Mike's Right segment. And it's going to be Trump's first year in office. I think that's a good thing to talk about because I saw an article that said it was an utter and complete failure, and the majority of the people think it was a failure. So we're going to discuss it. Obviously, if you'd like to be in the chat, I will figure out a way to get you in the chat. I'm going to put the stream link up. That was just spur of the moment. So you're going to have to, when I'm playing one of my videos, I'll put the link up. But we'll talk about the Mike's Right. If you want to get into the show tonight, I will give you the show link. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But we have a packed show. We have a lot of fun stuff to do tonight. I have some jokes. We have some regular fun videos. I can tell you that much. We have different things as far as the Supreme Court really legitimately arguing about what a woman is, trying to define it legally. It's one of the most mind-numbing, ridiculous things you're ever going to hear. And this is Justice Alito. I don't even know how they're asking these questions, like, seriously, because it feels like it should be a conversation a 2-year-old should have. We have Canada talking about a new world order. All right. We have ICE shootings, a second ICE shooting. We have a bunch of Minnesota. Trump calling one of his friends fat and told him Ozempic didn't work for him. We have some angry liberal chickens and some weirdo from India who's somehow a representative of America is talking about defunding ICE. And we have, like I said, we have just a plethora of things that made me laugh. I haven't done that segment in a while. If you're new to the show, you know what? On Fridays, I like to relax, have a good time. So I like to play some things that make us laugh. So we're going to have a good time. Oh, Jesus. I am such. Yeah, right. I am such a rookie. Unbelievable. That's unbelievable rookie behavior. Not to take that thing off there. Unbelievable rookie behavior. Get on me in the chat. Call me all types of names. Admonish me, as Steven Crowder would say. Fucking punish me for that move. That is absolutely pathetic. So what happens is I put this up just to give you something. When I hit go live, because sometimes when I hit go live and I go to the intro, you see me there like standing there trying to wait for it and say, are we live? Are we live? And you get that thing. So I put this up. Then I hit go live. Then I play that, and I'm supposed to unclick that. And in writing stuff down for the intro, I clearly did not take that off. So thank you guys for being with me. But you didn't miss much. It was just a little introduction. But let's waste no more time. Get right into the show on this Friday night. All right, so tonight we are going to talk about Trump's first year back in office because apparently, according to the internet, CNN, MSNBC, Twitter, Reddit, your aunt with a Ukraine flag on her bio, and every blue check psychiatrist online, Trump's first year was an absolute failure, a disaster, an embarrassment, a collapse of democracy. The world came to an end again. It was like the 8th time, and somehow he's only been in office for 5 years. But was it really a failure? Because I think the answer honestly depends on what you think his mission was. Because if Trump's mission was to make liberals completely unhinged, then congratulations. This man is operating at Hall of Fame level shit. I've never seen them switch so fast. I mean, they hate Trump so much. Look at the positions he's forced these people to take. They're now openly celebrating dictators, defending censorship, cheering riots, and explaining why borders are actually racist concept invented by Nazis in 1847. We're in full riot mode again, burning cities, stopping traffic, looting Nike, and somehow Trump is a threat to democracy still. If psychological warfare was the goal, Trump, flawless victory. Now, if you're on the right, it depends how honest you're willing to be. Because some of you think everything is amazing. Best year ever. Couldn't be any better. Trump walks on water, cures diseases, and personally lowered your gas prices with a Sharpie. But then there's people like me who look at this year and say, yeah, it's a mixed bag. So let's do this honestly. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's start here. The good. Let's start with the wins, because there are real wins and there are a lot of them. First, the border is closed. Not mostly closed, not kind of closed, not we're looking into it closed or there's nothing we could do about it without Congress closed. No, it's closed, period. Fuel prices are down, way down. Inflation's down. Tariff revenue is up, didn't raise inflation. That's not vibes. That's adding and subtracting. 8 wars stopped. 1 tentative Middle East peace deal. It's on phase 2. And my personal favorite, the theft of a president. I don't care what your politics are. We stole a foreign president. Sounds like a plot for a Fast and Furious movie. And somehow it actually happened. And here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Trump's biggest successes are overseas. And that's where people like me start to get disappointed. Because I've said this 100 times. Trump knows what the problem is. And it's not China. It's not Russia. It's not Iran. It's Congress. And just like his first term, the Republicans are quiet obstructors. As the left chants, the right sits and does nothing. No real immigration law, no cohesion, that's for damn sure. We have a garbage Speaker of the House, and even worse, Senate Majority Leader. Every major domestic success Trump has are because of executive orders. And executive orders are great until the next guy sits in a chair and wipes his ass with them. That's not governance, that's duct tape. So yeah, I give Trump a lot of credit where it's due. But let's not pretend Congress did anything other than get in the way. The bad. Now let's talk about the self-inflicted wounds this year. The Epstein list failure might be one of the dumbest political moves I've ever seen of all time. And what makes it worse is the Democrats did nothing with this story for 4 years, as we all know. Nothing. But somehow Trump's team managed to own the scandal anyway. That's like the other team not showing up to the game, and you still managed to lose by 30 points. And it's still going on. It's still bleeding. It's still unresolved. It's, as they say, hung like Epstein. And then there's a foreign policy I wasn't expecting Trump to turn into the biggest hall monitor, but here we are. I genuinely didn't think we would be bombing this many people, but hey, at least the world knows he's unpredictable, and I appreciate that, which is apparently the strategy. He might fix the economy or start a war or bomb Iran. I don't know. Spin the wheel. We'll see we're going to do today. Then there's DOGE. I mean, that went away fast. That's a huge disappointment because every time we talk about cutting spending, we suddenly learn that there's no spending that could ever be cut. None. Not a dollar. Not a single program. It's all priceless. Prices are still high. That's what people feel, at least, and that's an issue. Trump honestly overpromised. And even with how much he's delivered, it still feels like it's underdelivered. And politics is about feelings. We know that. For every good move, there was a self-inflicted wound that destroyed the narrative. And that's the real problem, the ugly. Because Trump is amazing at labeling other people. Crooked, sleepy, low energy, little guy this, crazy that, lying Ted. But he's terrible, honestly, at labeling himself. And somehow, some way, he's lost the narrative. And it feels like the world is more important than America right now, right? I mean, we're bombing Nigeria on Christmas in name of Jesus, Israel, Ukraine, Venezuela, and now Iran. It's starting to feel like make America great again is more like make the world stable enough not to collapse on our watch, or make the world great again. And I think Trump understands something very uncomfortable. His legacy path isn't through Congress or America, because Republicans suck. They won't let him make America great again. They won't fight. They won't unify. They won't move. So he does what he can control, foreign policy. And that, to me, is the biggest failure of his first year. It's not Trump, it's his party. The one thing I wish he did more of, push Republicans the way he pushes leaders. Embarrass them, threaten them, primary them, name them, because they deserve it. But pick the right ones to go after. The verdict overall, Trump's first year, if we're being honest, is what I voted for. It's not perfect, it's not clean, it's not pretty. But it's light years better than a Biden mess. And if this is what failure looks like, I hate to see what success is going to look like in the next 3 years. And that's Mike's right. Hope you listen. All right. So, hey, I got to tell you something. You know, it's definitely very interesting because we have a situation where there's so much good that has gone on. And when you have this bad of a feeling, you know, everybody's so easily moved. And you know, lo and behold, the chaos is back. The team of unity, the party of unity, the Democrats, they claim that. Every time Trump is in office, they have nothing to offer but chaos and lunacy. And whatever Trump's about, they're just completely against. While somehow the Republicans are against everything he's done. You know, it's very interesting watching this all take place. It was very interesting watching this first year of Trump. And I'm going to say one thing. I alluded to something in that, and it's he has to go after the right people. He's going after people like Thomas Massie, where Thomas Massie is the only one that's actually trying to fight for what Trump campaigned on. This is the crazy part about this entire thing. Trump campaigned on what Massie fights for. But he goes after Thomas Massie when he should be making Thomas Massie one of the biggest allies. Going after people like Mike Johnson, going after John Thune, going after these pieces of shit senators. Stop sucking it up with Lindsey Graham, for Christ's sake. Every time I see him looking at you, joking around with Lindsey Graham like an asshole, it makes me so sick to my stomach. And it's the thing that I go, man, is this guy fucking, like, what is he doing? I get it, he's having fun. But that's the thing that I wish I want to see more of Trump in the going forward, man. Because listen, you know, I say listen a lot, but I want you to listen to this. We have 1 year left. Do you guys realize this? There's 1 year left with Donald Trump, effective as a president. And what have we witnessed? We've watched the Democrats successfully shut down the country for how long? 2 months, was it almost? He lost 2 months of governing. Now they're threatening to shut it all down again because they come out of this stuff on top. They won the past elections in New Jersey mostly because of that. So, you know, everyone thinks that the Democrats are in these really weird, weak positions. I think the Republican Party has never been in a weaker position, and they better get their shit together. Or I'm telling you right now, at the start of this year, everybody, we're going to come November, and if I hear any horse shit about some red wave, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my shit. There's no red wave. There may be a blue wave, but I'm not even saying that shit because all waves are blue. Unless you're in Jersey sometimes in the 80s. Then it was more of like a brownish green wave that was coming at you with all nasty foam. I'll say this. They have done a great job of cleaning up the Jersey Shore because it is very, very clean. Let's get to the chat. Let's see who's in there. I have to actually get in there. And you're probably going to hear myself talking over the thing. There we go. How is everybody doing? Can't see you. Yeah, I know. No video. Yep, there you go. Yep. Hey, get on me. Like I said, get on me, everybody. Jay Calda, Yankee 68. Jay Calda's first in the chat. Not talking shit today in the Rumble chat. He usually when he's number one, he lays it on Yankee hard. The boat. Let's fucking go. Wolves and Wise Men. Dude, they're doing some cold openings. I love it. They are fucking, their show is so funny. Check them out Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Yankee 68, Jay Calda. What's up? Mostly everybody talking. The boat calling me a rookie. I am a rookie. Holy shit. Was that a rookie? If you're drinking anything right now, drink up. I am doing some water. I'll tell you why. Obviously I was sick on Monday. And they tell me to stay away from the baby. But that's kind of impossible when you live in the same house. And then the baby's not feeling good, right? So he's doing fine. He's just not happy. He's not, and this is the happiest child on the planet. He is just not happy. So I don't know why I just told you that. I was going somewhere. Oh, that's better. Can't see you. Oh, so get on me. Yeah, rookie. So I've been going back and forth with all this stuff. I was just sitting there. I was listening to him screaming as I was setting up the show, and then now he's done screaming. So it's tough. Honestly, it's really tough. I'm not used to seeing, like, having to watch the thermometer and seeing the temperature and that. Having kids 21 and 17, you don't miss that part of this entire thing, but it's good. So Yankee 68 goes, I agree, a mixed bag. Jay Callis said same mixed bag. Do me a favor. Tell me what you think are his best moments. Tell me what you think are his worst moments in the chat. If I didn't hit anything, if it's the same stuff that I basically said, great, you can toss it out there. But if I missed anything, let me know. Jersey Abe says, fuck yeah, let's go. Mama Dukes says, I love Trump. Mama Dukes is one of those people that think Trump has walked on water. She actually thinks that he's just hovering. He's not really 6'4". He's more like 5'7", but he hovers to 6'4". Oh, everybody. Kim, Ed, they're talking about everybody. Did you get a haircut, Mike? Does it look like I got a haircut? I just have it combed nice. No, definitely did not get a haircut. I got to get one eventually. You know what it is? I like growing it out. I just do. I'm getting older, 46 years old. Everybody in my family is bald, basically. You're all bald as fuck. And I'm going to be honest, my dad told me when I was a kid, wait till you're 46. Let's see if you have hair and you see how you look. Hey, Pops, look at this. What is going on with this? Here we go. Hey, Pops, I think I look pretty damn good. I think I look pretty good. Huh? I can shave a little bit. I get a haircut, but I still got hair. And I got plenty to donate. If you and T-Bone want to have... want to make a wig out of my hair, I'll grow it out for both of you guys. I promise. Do not forget, Trump can promise the world, but if Congress doesn't act, it won't happen. And that's my point. Every one of you guys that have watched me for a really long time, I think you start realizing that, holy shit, Cal Stradamus is fucking dead on. I hate tooting my horn. I mean, that's a bullshit. That's a bullshit lie. I love tooting my horn. I will toot. Chug, 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 toot, toot. I don't know. If you can name what movie that's from, I'll be impressed. But I will toot my own horn because Cal Stradamus is right. I don't care what anybody says. I predicted this shit. I told you Mike Johnson was going to be horseshit, and I still call him My Johnson because he has not graduated past My Johnson. That's what I think of him. Well, I think highly of My Johnson, but not everyone else's Johnson. Maybe I have to change that name, but it just sounds really good with My Johnson. John Thune, when he took over Senate Majority Leader, what I said, this guy is going to obstruct Trump more than the other Speaker of the House did. You guys know his name. He's going to be like Voldemort. I didn't want to say his piece of shit name, but you guys all know who I'm talking about. The one that wouldn't even build the border wall for $5 billion. Do you remember that? Oh, we were going crazy over $5 billion for a border wall in 2016. And now what did we pay for that thing? 48 million, and then left the metal out to rot in the sun. This is our government, and it's just disgusting and pathetic. But let's get to some interesting shit. You guys want to watch some videos with me? Let's move on. If you have anything else to say about that, I don't think I see anything in the chat. The rhinos need to go. I think Mike Johnson is corrupt, so I think they're all corrupt. I mean, listen, if you know, I was going to say we have Lakewood, you know, and I just did that whole show on Lakewood last night or Wednesday night, and there's corruption there. You don't think there's corruption in the Republican Party? This is the problem. Lakewood's mostly Republican. This is what everyone doesn't get from like my point of view. When I look at this local stuff, I see my area had all Democrat. Well, we're a Republican area that had Democrat leadership. Figure that one out. But that Democrat leadership had the same problems and couldn't solve, and they were in bed with the exact same people that the Republicans were in Jackson and Lakewood and all over the place. So you see it's one giant, you know, snake with the same head, kind of. It's not even two heads of the same snake. It's like one head with two different eyes, and it depends on what eye you're looking into. By the way, I've been going crazy with reading the Bible again. Not to be religious, but to kind of destroy, I'm saying that wrong. I want to argue people's faith. You know me, I want to be able to argue all sides. So, you know, when I start getting questions and people are, you know, the Bible's coming up and people claim that they are God's chosen people and the Bible tells them this stuff, I want to completely debunk that using the Bible. And I want you to tell me your thoughts on this because I really mean this. I don't think the snake is the bad guy in Genesis. I almost think the snake is Jesus. And it's fucking weird. I'll tell you about that later. But it's an interesting thing I've been thinking about. Because he's the one that told the truth. The snake didn't lie. The snake told the truth. And somehow they call the snake deceptive. And so that he tricked Eve. I mean, he did go after the chick, so I guess that is deceptive. But all he did was tell them what would happen. And when they ate the fruit, exactly what the snake said would happen, happened. So I'm trying to figure out how the snake is the bad guy in this entire thing. If you could tell me in the chat, please do so. But let's get to a couple. Let's start off with Trump. This is Trump on his friend with Ozempic.
Sorry, it wasn't meant to be funny. People find it funny. But a friend of mine who's a very smart guy, very, very rich, very powerful man, actually. But he's very fat. And he took the fat, I call it the fat drug. I won't give you which one. It was Ozempic. I won't tell you that. It was too much to bear. Because after I told him that the drug does not work on him, because I saw him recently, he's actually fatter than ever. I said, the drug is not working on you. You're going to have to go to something else. But
I'm not going to tell you the drug. Okay, it was Ozempic. And I'm telling you, Ozempic, got to get your shit together because it doesn't work. The guy's still fat. As a matter of fact, he was so fat, he was fatter than ever. Trump is fucking funny, man. If he's breaking your balls, he is breaking your fucking balls. I mean, this guy he almost started breaking into like Ronnie Dangerfield. You know, oh, like, this guy was so fat. How fat was he? Yeah, you know, fuck. Unbelievable. I love it. We'll do like a funny one and we'll do a serious one. I want to play this guy because this was this was actually months ago. And a lot of you guys probably saw this, but this relates to the Minnesota deal. And I'm going to be jumping around. This is going to be a funny, disjointed show. We're going to go from serious to funny to serious to funny. We'll bounce around and have some fun with it. But this guy is from Chicago, and he told people what's reasonable expectations for these officers. And if you've heard this before, great. You need to hear it again.
Let me make this clear. Federal agents, ICE, HSI, are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer. You are breaking the law when you do that. And you are putting yourself in danger.
I love that guy. I think that is the most incredible advice that he could have given everybody. Get out of these people's way when you do this with your car. How do they know they're not being attacked? You guys don't realize they've been shot before. This is not the situation that we are creating is just absolutely unbelievable. The boat says video time, baby. Let's have some laughs. Let's have some laughs. Get your drinks together. Even this guy, I can laugh at this guy because they didn't listen to him. A left. This is a smart, intelligent, well-spoken black man. You know how Biden does it. I mean, go look at him. He's even dressed well, for Christ's sakes. All I do is quote Biden. But that is a very smart, very intelligent black man, and you don't want to listen to him? What, now he doesn't matter? His voice doesn't matter? I guess all lives do matter. Wait, no, hold on. That was wrong. I guess black lives don't matter. I don't know. I don't fucking know. All right, let's do this. This was this is Justice Alito seriously having a conversation over what a woman is.
Is it not necessary for there to be, for equal protection purposes, if that is challenged under the Equal Protection Clause, an understanding of what it means to be a boy or a girl or a man or a woman?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that definition? For equal protection purposes, what does it mean to be a boy or a girl or a man or a woman?
Sorry, I misunderstood your question. I think that the underlying enactment, whatever it was, the policy, the law, we'd have to have an understanding of how the state or the government was just understanding that term to figure out whether or not someone was excluded. We do not have a definition for the court. And we don't take issue with we're not disputing the definition here. What we're saying is that the way it applies in practice is to exclude birth sex males categorically from women's teams, and that there's a subset of those birth sex males where it doesn't make sense to do so according to the state's own interest.
Well, how can a court determine whether there's discrimination on the basis of sex without knowing what sex means for equal protection purposes?
I think here we just know that we basically know that that they've identified pursuant to their own statute.
It's like fucking sounding like Porky the Pig. How this guy who has studied the law had to sit there with a straight face and look at him like, hold on, please. Lawyer that somehow passed the bar arguing to the Supreme Court. How can we rule discrimination based on sex if sex doesn't fucking exist? Hey, can you give me a how about this? What's your definition of a woman? Well, we don't have a definition of a woman, but we don't disagree with a definition of the woman. The fuck did that even mean? These are lawyers? This is serious? Did you listen to that exchange? I feel like that, I go back to that a lot, that Happy Gilmore line where he's like, nowhere in that rambling, incoherent response did you come anything close to what could be considered a rational thought. You can't define it, but you don't have to disagree with the definition of it. Well, what the fuck is the definition of it? That's what we're trying to understand. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-bogglingly absolutely ridiculous. Oh man, I don't know. Was that a serious one? Or is that a funny one? You could you could be the judge of that. Speaking of another one that's either funny or serious, this is Canadians. This is Canada's prime minister. And you know when they used to talk about the New World Order was like Fight Club. You know, you didn't talk about the New World Order. That's the first rule of the New World Order. Now listen to how they talk about it.
And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the New World Order.
He said that like slow. Like he was trying to start a slow clap where it's like the New World Order. Everybody, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about? And he wanted everybody to start getting in with him and just get a round of fucking applause going. Now they're saying it to your face. So where were they? You know, people were saying, "Wow, this was phase 20 of the new. This is phase that. COVID's going to bring about the New World Order, maybe." But now you have Canada. They're making trade deals with China now. Apparently, just dropped tariffs in a major way with China. Definitely interesting move with Canada over there as far as the moves that they made. Apparently, China dropped some of their tariffs on the imports of soybeans and the whole nine. Very, very interesting move. We're gonna see how it plays out. It's interesting how China and Canada can make a trade deal before America and Canada can. I think that's just a little bit alarming. Let's get to. I'm going fast, but if you have anything in the chats, go ahead, toss that in there. And by the way, the boat, I mean, he always comes up with the best comments. He says, finger the fuck out of that like button. He actually says "fact," but I don't know why you can't just say fuck out of that like button, gang. Definitely, let's go. Everybody that's in there, if you're watching this right now, hit that like button. And you know what else loves to be fingered is that share button. It really does. Share that. Send it out to your friends. Let's build a Caltrop army. I absolutely love it. You know why they stammer? Because it's all lies. And if they were telling the truth, you wouldn't be fighting your brain. Yankee 68, you're 100% accurate. When the thing is, like, when you're a lawyer, can you imagine them sitting in that thing going, you know, there's this one, you know, there's one Republican jerk off that's in that group as they're all talking. And he's like, "What's a woman, guys? Hey, what's a fucking woman? Can anybody answer this question for me? Can we define it?" And these guys are just nixing it off because they know they couldn't have an answer for it. And they're trying, you're right, they're 100% trying to talk around it. And that's why they started, it sounded like fucking Porky the Pig. They stammer because they lie. 100%. The boat. These people are psychotic. They're as delusional as the pink hair non-binaries. Dude, it's funny that you say that. Let's go to this one. I don't know if you guys watch Landman. Landman, by the way, awesome show. Fucking just an awesome show. And the thing I like about what that writer does is he throws in right-wing zingers in left-wing, like, ridiculous talking points in very, very, very creative ways. You've probably seen this before. Again, worth playing.
What are your pronouns?
My pronouns? I hope that's pretty clear.
Yeah, I don't make assumptions. You could identify as a sunflower.
You know, I've been told I look like one.
I use they, them.
You know, I've always been curious. Why they, them? Because there's just one of you, and those are plural pronouns. Just never really understood the hoopla of pronouns. My name's Ainsley, and I just can't really come up with a reason why you would address me in third person in a conversation that I'm a part of. So if you do, I'm probably not there. So I wouldn't really know what pronouns you're using anyways. So why would it matter?
You smell like the beach.
Who even says that? You know, I think it's because I use coconut oil as a moisturizer.
So that scene is perfect because, number one, you have a smoking hot blonde chick, okay, standing next to what I really couldn't decipher if it was a guy or a girl. It was Pat. He legit had a skinny version of Pat on there, tight hair, but it could be a chick's face. Smooth neck. I didn't see Adam, nor his Apple. They showed her tits out. Excuse me. mammaries. The mammaries were showing on her dress. Nothing was of bulge. So if it was there, they were taped properly. Dude, you gotta love it. The boat says I was fingering my phone and the like button while driving. Dude, listen. You can pleasure your phone all you want while driving, but you have to do it with one hand on the wheel at all times, just for safety, all right? And you have to be able to do it by feel. You have to keep your eyes on the road. Yeki 68 says the Landman episode with the stupid lib was awesome. Screw the New World Order. Where did you go? No video. Where'd I go? I was gone. I was gone for a second. All right. I don't know. I think I'm all right. I think I'm all right. It's just, that answer is perfect. It's so perfect. It throws in the face like how stupid this entire thing is. What do I need a pronoun for? What's your name? And it's funny. I remember when I had they were the bearded Viking mead guys back then when I first met them. But the Jarl came on and Vico and they were like, listen, just tell me your name, and if you want to be a they them, I'll just put an S on the back of your name, and I'll just call you Mikes or Valerie's. It's like you'll just be pluralized. That'd be great. You don't need a pronoun. You need a vowel or whatever whatever the fuck that is. A consonant. I don't know. Whatever. Let's get to this. Let's get to what did we just do? We did that. All right. You want to get to something? Let's get to something kind of serious, I guess. Right? Do we want to do? All right, this is very serious. It's Tim Walz.
Against the people of this, Donald Trump intends for it to get worse. This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution and reckoning is coming. That's a direct threat against the people of this.
Whoever does this shit online, oh man, it's probably AI. AI, you got way too much time on your hands. I'm just gonna toss that one out there. You have way too much time on your hands. Let's get to what's this guy's name? Shit, I didn't label this. This is it's not Scott Jennings. This is Scott Besson. He is one of the dudes that deals with our money. This is him talking about overall inflation and basically what the next year is going to bring.
I think that this may just be, it's a cold day outside, so this could be the tip of the iceberg here in Minnesota, but it's probably may not be as prevalent, but the dollars may be bigger and larger in other states. And just to put this in perspective for American taxpayers, for American families, the GAO, the General Accounting Office, believes that there is somewhere between 300 and 600 billion of annual fraud, roughly 10% of government spending that disappears due to fraud. If we can recapture that, that is 1 to 2% of GDP.
1 to 2% of GDP is fraud. That's just in your federal government. Now think about your local governments. If it's another 1 to 3%. This is a shit ton of money, people. And it's the type of money where any idiot liberal that wants to tell me that the government needs more money, when they're going to tell me that they lose 1 to 3%, that's like their shrink number. That's absolutely fucking insane when they have no products, where it's just money. But like I played that the day before, the guy said it perfectly, and it bears repeating. We dole out way too much money than what we could possibly ever keep track of, and that's just the bottom line. And let's come right over here, because anytime I hear about fraud or anything like that, it makes me feel like these little Chinese kids learning what happens when a car hits you as you cross the street. They were like this. You see how far you go? Holy shit. Those kids are looking back. They're little Asians, so they knew exactly how far that kid went. He went a whole 39 feet. I don't know why they just sounded fucking Mexican. Sometimes my Asian and Mexican, they're both short. They're both little people. One doesn't have slanty eyes, but they have slanty hats. So it's kind of different. The boat, you know all about that with the slanty hats. They're Mexicans. They they know what's going on there. All right, let's. Where do we want to head next? You want to shoot over to James Comer? I have a whole bunch. I have a whole bunch of these videos. Let's go. Scott Jennings on ICE. Scott Jennings, he's always great for a good thought. And it's interesting because he says a number that I haven't heard before about the amount of Americans that were actually detained by ICE.
According to the reporting, there have been 170 American citizens who have been detained for some period of time during this period in which they have deported about 660,000 illegal aliens. That's about a 99.9997% success rate. If any other government agency got stuff that right that often, we'd be throwing them a ticker tape parade.
I mean, that is kind of right, and not one of those people have gotten actually deported. So I think that's something to keep in mind. And nothing for nothing, but if ICE ran out, jumped out of the car, I hope I would be able to give them my license. Like, hey guys, here's my license number. I know it off the top of my head. I was going to say it there for a second, then I thought better of that. I will have some maniac liberal doing something with it. Definitely doing something with it. Hey, speaking about the left, this is Jerry Seinfeld on the left, probably in like 1983.
Because the word left itself is always associated with negative things. Have you ever noticed that? Leftovers, they're terrible. 2 left feet, left-handed compliment. On television, you ever see a crook named Righty? You never see that. Everything right, they make a positive thing. Right on, the Bill of Rights. You go to a party, there's nobody there. Where'd everybody go? They left.
It's fucking dead on. Everything about the left is shit. Well, yeah, everything about the left is shit. The boat says there's no Mexicans in China. No, there's not any Mexicans in China because there's Chinese Mexicans. I'm telling you, they're the same people. They're little, they're tiny. The one's a little brown, one's a little yellow. One's got slanty eyes, one doesn't. You know what I really do love? You know what's back? Do you know what the fuck is back right now? Grand Sumo. So when I tell you, it comes to me on Facebook. It's NHK World Japan. NHK World Japan. Find Grand Sumo, and they do like a 25-minute highlight reel of all these matches. Dude, there's nothing like putting it on your big screen in the morning, having your coffee, and watching fat people go flying off of a clay platform. It is, and some of them are so incredibly nimble. I give them a lot of credit. Let's play this. I don't know if you guys heard this, but there's some idiots in Congress that want to put together an ICE tracker. And no, it's not something that makes drinks faster.
We're going to be essentially tracking every single instance that we can verify that the community will be able to send us information on. I shared this with the mayor. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, the Oversight Committee will be launching on their website a master ICE tracker where we're going to be essentially tracking every single instance that we can verify that the community will be able to send us information on.
A master ICE tracker. That way, we can compromise everybody in our federal government that works for ICE. I mean, we talk about goods and bads. Let me bring up a bad that I think I'm very disappointed with Trump on that just popped into my head. The fact that we can't hold these people accountable for what they're doing makes me very, very unhappy with Pam Bondi and all those people. Nobody's been arrested as far as the Somalian scandal in Minnesota you were talking about billions of dollars in fraud. Why isn't the person that let the billions of dollars go out, why aren't they able to be charged with stuff? Why haven't they been arrested? Why are they defiant? Why are they bringing in National Guard against our ICE? I don't understand these things. And if there's one thing I'm massively disappointed in the first year of this Trump administration is that he didn't do any of the retribution. Yet he said he was going to kind of do it. I'm not about retribution, but I'm going to go after all these people and none of them are going to go down. When you have like Sean Hannity year after year after year, and they're bringing in fucking Hillary Clinton. Let's go to this one. I think this is this one, Comer. Right? Listen to this horseshit.
I don't think it's any secret. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton joined her husband in defying a bipartisan lawful congressional subpoena to show up today. I think what's most disappointing to the Oversight Committee is the fact that we have, in good faith, negotiated with the Clintons' attorneys for 5 months. Throughout the past 5 months, they've implied to us they were trying to make a date work. In fact, the last date we had, they notified us 3 days beforehand, said that they would love to come, but they have a funeral to attend. And we have been over.
So I cut him off. But we're still talking about Hillary and Bill Clinton. I mean, it's like they're never going to go to jail. And you could subpoena them. You could do all that. This is nothing but a fucking show. This is kayfabe. He comes out there. He was probably just yapping it up with Clinton's lawyers, jerking each other off, giving them hand jobs, wiping each other's ass for them, little finger on the end of it, and that like button at the same time. But they're all yucking up here. And they do this horse shit for show. None of it's real. None of it's serious. You bring in Walls for a hearing. What do these hearings ever accomplish? What do they do besides give you political theater for a day? No one ever gets arrested. No one's ever held accountable. People who go in and lie directly to Congress if you're the right person. I would never be able to do that. They could. And then send a clarifying statement 3 months later. I don't know. Absolute fucking horseshit. Talking about horseshit. Let's go to this Indian.
And we must reform ICE. But it looks at this stage, folks, ICE is beyond reform. ICE is totally out of control. And this week, I intend to introduce a bill to abolish ICE. We need to make ICE go away. 2003, before 2003, without ICE, various federal agencies were able to take care of business, and we can do this without ICE, but we do not need.
I kind of want to like mess my hair up and be like, yes, we can do this. Hello, my friend. Are you wanting to buy a candy bar? The guy couldn't even fucking speak English. We need to defund ICE. They bad. I don't know. That's Arnold. That's I can't even do it. I got to get the hair right. If I get the hair right, oh man, I think I'll be able to get that guy down fucking pat. I can't wait. I cannot wait for it. All right, we have a couple more here. Let's go through a couple fun ones. This is CNN. This is the father, I believe, of Renee Good. Talking to CNN. Listen to the question she asked her, or listen to the question she asked him, and then listen to his godly religious answer.
About charges or anything that, just an investigation into what happened in terms of the ICE agents' actions. But they were, according to the prosecutors resigning today, pressuring them to investigate Renee's actions and Becca, her wife's actions. How do you feel about all that?
Well, I'm not blaming anybody. I mean, it's a hard situation all the way around. It's hard for for everybody involved. I mean, the ICE agent, at first I didn't see the footage where, he was actually, he was actually being ran. I mean, I seen the bump of the car hitting his legs. And so in a flash like that, it's hard to say how you would react. From my understanding that he had been through that before, maybe dragged or something. And so, like I said, it's just a hard situation for everybody. Becca, she's a great person as well. I mean, I don't have any enemies. I love everybody. And that's what the Bible tells us, love our neighbors as we love ourselves. But, I think there's some bad choices. And the word says, for the wrath of God will come upon the children of disobedience. And, it's I don't blame ICE. I don't blame Rebecca. I don't blame Renee. I just wish that, if we're walking the Spirit of God, I don't think she would have been there.
Did you hear that? Man, he should. I don't know. I'm going to give you a little bit of translation right there, man. This is called a Christian man. So what he just said is she's in hell. And I feel bad for her, but I told her, man, the wrath of God's going to come upon you and you're going to be in hell. He just said his daughter is in hell and she should have walked in the path of God and repented. That woman on CNN, her asshole had to be clenched up. Like, can we cut this guy? Cut his mic right now. Right the fuck now. Producers are running in the back. They're like, how are you going to cut its mic? It's this woman's father. He's like, he said Jesus and God and the wrath of the fucking righteous. The path of the righteous, man. So yes, ipso facto, that guy thinks his daughter's in hell. And if you would have just walked with Jesus, you know, you got to sit back at times like these when you're going to think about what you want to do. Hey, should I go ahead and throw bottles and ice cubes and snowballs and run cars into ICE agents? Or should I just go to Starbucks? You know what you should do? You should go, what would Jesus do? Oh, Jesus would go to church. How about your ass go to church? Because y'all motherfuckers need Jesus. All right, I got part 1 and part 2 of Liberal Chicken.
I think it's a legendary character.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Get the hell out of here! You're not welcome! Go away! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off!
Why? No matter guy or girl, they all push throw with the limp wrist. You ever notice that? So with the scene that you're watching right there is basically a woman coming up to hunters and they're hunting ducks. So here's part 2 of the Liberal Chicken.
Fucking retard.
Oh, fuck off! We don't want you shooting around here!
I don't give a fuck. I don't want you walking around here.
Oh, fuck off! This is public property!
Exactly my point. Thanks for proving our point.
We don't shoot anything alive, you fuck off!
These are already dead. These are already dead.
I don't care!
They're already dead.
I don't like shooting you, fuck off! You fuck off!
Those birds identified as dead already.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh, I love it.
Hey, I'm trying.
And then they actually turn around to go and shoot something out of the air. The boat says your impressions are spot off. And hilarious, Cal. I'm dying over here. They are horrific. My impressions are horrific right now. I could do a Mexican. Could you pass the nachos? See, dude, I nailed the Mexican because I need my nose to do other voices. That's why my Asian sounded Mexican and my Indian sounded Russian and somehow came back to Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I don't even do him as a voice. I've never really fucked with Arnold because I just never, you have to start with get to the chopper. And I just never wanted to say that. That one is goofy son of a bitch. And did you vote for him? I don't know. It's the elusive fuck off chicken. Yes. Fuck off. Fuck off. And the best part about it is that she was even, the guy pans over, a duck was landing, and this dude shot it, and the thing started rolling. And it was like, got that son of a bitch, like right after. Oh, man, they were rubbing it in her face. What else do I have here? What else? Do we have anything else that I thought was funny? I had that crying ass. I don't want to play that guy. This is it. So do you remember on the Wednesday show when I told everybody that these people, like the people in that the Jews that live in Lakewood, they have their own like police force. They have their own ambulance service. These guys have lights and sirens. They blow fucking they blow lights. They act like the cops, and it's absolutely amazing. This was a video I seen from Brooklyn where they basically have the exact same thing.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
That scene is all over Lakewood, New Jersey. Lights, sirens, blacked out cars. They're not necessarily, they're like, some are Acuras. Some I've seen, like, I saw lights and sirens on like an R3 fucking Audi before. Absolutely ridiculous. It was fucking hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. I kind of want to see the fuck off chicken.
Fucking retard.
Well, fuck off. We don't want you shooting around here.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. What else? What else do I have? Do I have anything else that's in this queue? What is this one? Let's see. Hold on. This was great. I love this one. Did I have? I thought I had that other punching video. The one fucking the dude was just knocking everybody out. But this was funny. I like this one. Watch this. I'm gonna go through these and just see what they are. What is this one?
You'll be running Venezuela.
Yeah, Trump was asked how long he was going to be running Venezuela. Listen to this answer.
You'll be running Venezuela.
Only time will tell.
Rob, can you raise the
3
audio?
months, 6 months, a year, longer.
I would say much
Mm-hmm.
longer. And we have to rebuild. You have to rebuild the country, and we will rebuild it in a very profitable way.
Okay.
Did you hear that shit? We will rebuild it, and we will rebuild it in a very profitable way. It's interesting. We're rebuilding America. We're going to be rebuilding Venezuela. We're going to be rebuilding fucking Iran. It's this type of shit. It's what I didn't want to get into. But this is the last video of the night, and I think it's going to be fitting. And this is one of the best videos I've ever seen in my life. You probably have already seen it. Some of the videos that I've shown you may have seen already. I don't care. They were worth showing again. This is what happens when you have a bunch of idiot leftists going after a Trump supporter. All right, I'm going to narrate this. So he's got the bullhorn right in his head, right? Look at that. Look at that. He tries hitting him with the kick. And here it comes, ready? Look, dude, he reaches from the ground. Sit! And then he just goes off hitting people. Watch. That dude gets hit just because. That dude gets hit. Watch this poor bastard. He just got punched. He just stand there like punch. Now watch. He starts coming off the fucking ground. He's hitting him with the Aryukins. Ready? Like, see this other guy. Look at him. He goes walking over. And all of a sudden, he's going to come walking up. And Trump supporter goes,
Hey, guys.
Bro, you see him? He was reaching from the ground from down here, and these guys are walking up like, you're not going to punch me in the face. And this guy's grabbing fucking grass, and he's trying to make a fist in the grass and come with every hips, knees, toes, shoulder, left nipple. Everything was involved in that punch, dude. He was throwing bombs, and he was landing bombs. But I'm going to tell you, you hit like a bitch because these guys went down and got back up. You got to work on that. Little weight room. Hit the weights. Hit the fucking weights. Got another comment here. I love it. Ooh, Carlos Martin. I'm disappointed that DOGE investigation was not allowed to continue. It's so easy to find fraud with today's technology. We need access to the data. Hey, Carlos Martin, welcome to the show. And you're 100%. You're 100% accurate. You know what happened? This is what I know this happened because it's like you put someone like Elon who walked in there really thinking he was going to be able to do something. And then when he started identifying all this stuff and his team of, what were they, Big Balls and fucking Johnny Big Dick, and we have, everybody had their own cock nickname. It was very interesting. But these guys really started finding stuff, and everyone started laughing at them. Yeah, we're not cutting that. Yeah, we're not cutting that either. Yeah, we're not cutting that either. So go fuck yourself. And that's what happened. It was the Republicans that did it. Elon left like, these Republicans are fucking idiots. We got to get new Republicans. But I don't know. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for in the chat. Let's read the last of them. What about Fort Knox? I don't know. Dude, that KO video was funny as shit. The puncher was my folks on fire this week. I love it, bro. He was that. Listen, when you put 1, 2, 3, 4 people flat on their ass, you know, the guy I feel a little bit bad for is this one here. Like, do we want to play that again? I don't know. The guy. So after he hit the first dude, you know, because he had to like bend over and catch that dude. That guy should have saw that one coming because he was like looking at him under his face like this. Is that your face? All right, good. Now I'm going to punch it. But then the other dude got hit. And the one guy was just standing there. It looked like he was going skiing. You know, he had the goggles on. Looks like he was just going skiing. Maybe he was doing a lot like lines of coke because he, you know, that's the only skiing he was really doing. But that guy that got punched, he went down hard. I don't think he wanted to be in the fight. I think he was looking for an escape route, and he may have taken a step forward by being nervous, trying to get away from the situation, and he wore a right hook. But if you're with your crowd, I'm doing what that dude does. I'm punching everybody that comes anywhere near me. You're getting hit first, and I'm asking questions later. Anything else? I think that is about it. I had a whole shitload of things to talk about too. Protesters, Kristi Noem, ICE arrests, Donald Trump giving a fucking middle finger, and this guy in the audience looking at him like that. I love it. I love Trump cancels Iran. Fucking, there was so much in the news. But listen, guys, I'm going to get to the family. I'm going to go see how everybody is. I haven't heard the baby cry in a little while. He's feeling better. He was moving around today a lot more. But you know how it is. With kids, for whatever reason, during the day it goes away. At nighttime, it comes back. And last night was a very long night, especially on my wife. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you being here on a Friday. Go have some fun. Now that we pregame, you have a good time. You're in a good mood. And you are a caltrop. Because listen, caltrops, we're fucking positive people. We're happy people. Caltrops understand that you're put on this planet for a very short amount of time. And you better enjoy it. You better enjoy every single second of it. And part of enjoying it means being happy, waking up every day with a purpose, being happy, and figuring shit out. Thank you guys very much. Make sure you're a caltrop in your own mind. Make sure you're a caltrop over the weekend. And this caltrop will see you on Monday after you finger the fuck out of all of my buttons. Then you can finger anything else you want over the weekend. I appreciate it. If you do, come back healthy. When you finger things, the things that get fingered are happy, and you satisfy yourself at the exact same time. So put that finger to work this weekend. Please, for me, for the caltrop, I'd appreciate it. I will see you Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And always follow me on my socials. We're getting a lot of traction on Facebook. It's funny what happens when you get non-shadow banned, so to say. It's very interesting. I've had videos that are I've never had 1,000 likes on a video, and it's starting to happen. Very impressive type shit. Obviously, the quality of the video is going up as well. I'm learning a lot, but still, it's been awesome. So follow me on all my socials, Mike Calderese on Facebook, or Center Cut Media on all the platforms. Center Cut Media on YouTube, obviously. Center Cut Media on Instagram, and it's going to be Center Cut Media on X. I got to get my X game together, but all of this is coming in the new year. Thank you guys for being here, and this caltrop is out. Later.